Have you ever wondered why your dog follows you everywhere or suddenly loses interest in play? These might seem like small quirks, but they could be desperate cries for attention. Let's break down 15 subtle yet serious signs that your dog is struggling with loneliness. Sign 1. Unusual sleeping patterns. Dogs sleep a lot, but if yours is sleeping excessively during the day and restless at night, loneliness might be the cause. They sleep just to pass time, not because they are tired. When night falls, the silence reminds them of their isolation, leading to pacing or whining. If your dog constantly changes sleeping spots or wakes up often, they may be emotionally distressed. Keep them engaged with interactive toys and spend quality time together to ease their loneliness. Sign 2. Excessive stretching and yawning. Frequent yawning and stretching aren't just about being tired, they're signs of stress and emotional exhaustion. Lonely dogs yawn more as a coping mechanism, releasing built-up tension. If your dog does this excessively, especially when you leave or return home, they may be struggling with loneliness. Stretching repeatedly, even when they haven't been sleeping, is another way their body tries to relieve stress. More interaction and enrichment can help ease their distress and keep them mentally healthy. Sign 3. Ignoring food when alone. If your dog won't eat when you're gone, but devours their food when you return, loneliness might be to blame. Dogs are social eaters, and being alone can make them lose interest in food. This isn't just picky eating, it's emotional distress. Some dogs will even overeat once their owner is home, trying to fill the emotional void. If your pup regularly skips meals alone, try using food puzzles or interactive feeders to keep them engaged and encouraged to eat. Sign 4. Following you everywhere. Does your dog act like your shadow, following you from room to room? While affection is normal, excessive clinginess signals loneliness. Dogs with little social interaction become overly dependent on their owners. They stick close because they fear being alone again. If your dog whines when separated from you or refuses to be left alone, their loneliness might be deeper than you realize. Training them to feel comfortable alone with gradual separation exercises can help. Sign 5. Destructive chewing or digging. Lonely dogs often release frustration by chewing furniture, digging, or destroying household items. This isn't just bad behavior, it's a cry for attention. When dogs feel isolated, they channel their emotions into destructive activities. You might come home to shredded pillows or holes in the backyard. Instead of punishing them, offer engaging toys, puzzle feeders, and exercise to keep their minds busy. Boredom fuels destruction, but a mentally stimulated dog is a happier one. Sign 6. Sudden barking or howling. If your dog suddenly barks or howls excessively, it could be their way of calling for company. Dogs left alone for long periods often vocalize their distress. Howling is their way of trying to reach out, almost like sending a message. If neighbors complain about frequent barking while you're gone, your dog might be struggling with loneliness. Leaving calming music or a recorded voice message can sometimes ease their anxiety. Providing a companion or interactive toys may also help. Sign 7. Loss of interest in play. A once playful dog who suddenly stops enjoying their toys or running around may be feeling lonely. Dogs thrive on social interaction, and when they don't have it, they may lose motivation. A lack of excitement in activities they once loved is a clear warning sign. If your dog stares at you instead of playing, they might be craving more bonding time. Engage in daily playtime to lift their spirits. A simple game of fetch can work wonders. Sign 8. Licking or chewing their paws. Excessive paw licking or chewing can be a sign of emotional distress in lonely dogs. When they don't have companionship, they may develop self-soothing behaviors. This habit can lead to sore paws and even infections if left unchecked. Loneliness-induced stress often manifests through repetitive behaviors like this. If you notice your dog constantly licking their paws, it's time to evaluate their emotional well-being. Providing mental stimulation and interactive play can help reduce stress. Sign 9. Slow or hesitant tail wagging. A wagging tail doesn't always mean a happy dog, especially if it's slow or hesitant. A lonely dog may wag their tail half-heartedly, lacking the usual excitement. They might greet you with a wag, but still seem distant or withdrawn. This subtle change in body language can indicate sadness. If your dog's enthusiasm seems muted, they may need more social interaction. Extra cuddles and attention can bring back their joyful tail wags. Sign 10. Waiting by the door or window. Have you ever caught your dog sitting by the door or staring out the window for hours? This is a classic sign of loneliness. Dogs who do this are anxiously awaiting your return, longing for companionship. If they rush to greet you the moment you arrive, it confirms they've been feeling isolated. Leaving behind a shirt with your scent or scheduling a midday check-in can help ease their loneliness. Routine reassurance makes them feel more secure. Sign 11. Loss of house. Training habits. If your dog was perfectly house-trained but suddenly starts having accidents inside, it's a sign something is wrong. Many dog owners assume their pup is acting out or being lazy, but loneliness could be the real reason. Dogs thrive on routine and companionship. When left alone too often, they may develop stress-related behaviors, including breaking their house training habits. Some dogs urinate or defecate indoors as a form of anxiety release or to spread their scent for comfort. This is especially common in dogs who spend long hours without social interaction. Instead of punishing your dog, consider their emotional needs. Do they have enough companionship throughout the day? Interactive toys, calming music, and scheduled potty breaks can help. But the most effective solution is quality bonding time with you. A lonely dog craves connection, and restoring that bond will help them regain their good habits. Sign 12. Reduced social interest in other dogs. A lonely dog doesn't just withdraw from humans. They may also lose interest in other dogs. You might notice your once playful pup ignoring dogs at the park, avoiding social interactions, or even acting more fearful around them. This can happen because loneliness causes emotional shutdown. Just like humans who feel disconnected, dogs can struggle to engage in social settings when they feel isolated at home. Some dogs become overly dependent on their owners, refusing to interact with other pets. Others may seem uninterested in play, preferring to sit alone. This doesn't mean your dog dislikes other animals. It means they need more consistent companionship. Scheduling playdates, doggy daycare, or even getting a second dog can help, but the key is strengthening their bond with you first. Dogs who feel secure in their primary relationships are more confident and happy around others. Sign 13. Pacing around the house. Have you ever seen your dog walking back and forth aimlessly, circling the same areas, or pacing near the door? This restless behavior is a common sign of loneliness. When a dog lacks companionship, they may develop repetitive behaviors as a coping mechanism. Some dogs pace because they are anxiously waiting for their owner to return. Others do it as a way to self-soothe, much like humans who fidget when stressed. Pacing can also indicate frustration from a lack of mental and physical stimulation. If your dog constantly moves around without a clear purpose, it's a cry for engagement. Try interactive play, scent games, or a long walk to break this habit. Providing structure and social time can calm their nerves and make them feel more secure. A well-stimulated dog with consistent companionship will feel less of a need to pace anxiously. Sign 14. Changes in eye contact. Eye contact is one of the most powerful ways dogs communicate with their humans, and any change in this behavior could be a sign of loneliness. Some lonely dogs avoid eye contact altogether, looking away when you try to engage with them. Others may stare at you intensely, almost as if they're begging for more attention. Both extremes signal emotional distress. When dogs feel lonely, they struggle to express themselves in the usual ways, and their body language shifts. Avoidance often means they feel disconnected or sad, while prolonged staring can indicate desperation for interaction. The solution? More engagement through training, play, and affection. Strengthening your bond will restore their natural confidence and connection. Dogs rely on eye contact for reassurance, and if they aren't seeking it in a normal way, they might be feeling emotionally isolated. Sign 15. Overexcitement when you return. Does your dog go wild every time you walk through the door, jumping, barking, whining, or even knocking things over? While enthusiasm is normal, extreme reactions could be a sign of loneliness. A dog that has been content throughout the day will greet you happily but calmly. However, a lonely dog has been waiting anxiously for companionship and may struggle to regulate their emotions when you return. This behavior often leads to separation anxiety, where dogs become hyper-attached and distressed when left alone. If your dog's greetings are over the top, they may need more social time throughout the day. Try breaking up long absences with dog sitters, interactive toys, or scheduled visits. When you return home, greet your dog gently and engage in calming activities like petting or slow walks. This helps balance their emotions, making reunions more joyful rather than overwhelming.